how to properly move to Georgia, to the country, what not to forget, what not to miss, what not to fail. Let's go with that today. My name is Samuela Davidova. I helped more than 200 clients to open remotely bank accounts in Georgia. You could see me in Nomad Capitalist, Live Like a King in Belgrade, as a Liberant representative on more than 40 conferences around the world, Deutsche Welle documentary, and many, many other places. And also I help some of the clients to relocate to Georgia, at least in the information way. I can connect with some good agent for real estate, which saves a lot of time, etc., etc. And I want to cover this today because I got such an email recently, and I want to help more people to simplify this move, because I understand that the biggest gap is actually in the lack of information, and then we don't really know how much information we actually need in order to move. I moved to Georgia myself from the Czech Republic, from Prague, back in 2020. I have never been here before in Tbilisi, in capital, but I am here, and I traveled around the world as well, but I decided to come back because I like the country, I like the European kind of culture. At the same time, it feels so free, it feels so safe. I feel great here as a woman walking at night alone. I feel safe, protected, and this is one of the best places on earth for me. It's a very low tax. If you're an entrepreneur, you can pay 1% tax here. It's really very comfortable here. And so I would say Georgia is very convenient for life. It's not for everyone. I have another video about that on my YouTube channel. Please go check it out if you're interested. So let's talk about moving particularly today. I would say that it consists of three main categories. So you want to think about leaving the place where you are. You want to think about the transit of if you need pets, kids, if you need some things to move. So you may search for some transit company and pricing, and it will be conditional based on your particular situation. I will tell you how Visa Concert can help with that, and also about moving in, which is actually very simple because Georgia is very low bureaucratic, so it makes super more sense. First of all, I would say the best thing you can do, unlike me, come actually to Georgia for a week or two. I think best would be to really come and stay in Tbilisi. Imagine that you don't really travel as a tourist, but as if you already lived here. So you may want to get some 1 week membership in a gym if that's your thing. You may search for some kindergarten places around, and so on and so on. So use this time as if you actually want to establish your time here. If you have some particular hobbies, try to search for them in advance. I also recommend to you, if you come in person, you can get a bank account here at one of the two major banks is the best, either Bank of Georgia or TBC. As best, go with the premium banking because it's really a bargain, and there you will have Visa Concierge service, especially request the package with that, because they can help you a lot with the move, and they can help you a lot with the research and can call to places. And this is the biggest drag, honestly. Like, if you don't know the place, it's not just Georgia, it's any place on earth. You want to simplify the move in. Okay, so let's go with it. First, you're leaving the place where you are right now. You want to have or contact your accountant. I don't know if you're employed, if you are self-employed, if you're an entrepreneur, if you have a company, maybe you have some assets and you want to stop taxing them. Maybe you are from Netherlands and you own some shares. You may have to pay exit tax. There are a lot of such things, a lot of nuances. You have to sign out of the health insurance. You have to contact them. Maybe specifically you have to sign out of the social insurance, whatever, social security, whatever it is called in your country. So you want to ensure that all this chapter is closed. And likely if you have, say, European ID, you will want to return it because you don't want to have a local residency there anymore, in order so that you would not be it would not be able to call you that you have some kind of ties with the country. So the least ties you have with the place, the better for you. So try to cut off everything, throw out your things. Maybe I'm overthinking, but really, especially when it comes to European stuff, so it's quite harsh. The best is to really have a clean, clear one place, one home, even for your mind. Like, honestly, it's just so much easier when you're living in one place and it's clear for you that it's your base. It feels much safer. It will lower your anxiety when you constantly travel. It's really tiring. You may just get used to it. Anyway, cut your ties with the initial country. If you want to keep some things at your mom or something, please keep it really minimum. No toothbrushes. I'm maybe exaggerating, you think, but I don't. There are some cases of people who really had unnecessary issues with that, and you don't want to explain yourself to your tax office that you potentially have a place there, right? So you want to cut the ties with the place you're leaving, especially if you're leaving for tax purposes, especially from the EU. I totally understand you. Okay, go resolve this with the accountant, and you will likely want to also finish your operations there as the entrepreneur, etc. You may have to figure out the structure of a company if that's your case, if you have an LLC, and whether you want to have it in Georgia, which would make sense because you will technically have a management there, or if you want to move it somewhere different, I don't know, your setup. You may search for someone who is more into the a differentiated structure. I am happy to connect you with one Georgian-based company, IBCCS. You can also find Irakli Arjevanidze's interview with me on my YouTube channel, and we were talking more about how to use Georgia particularly as part of your structure, but they are having many offices in Uzbekistan as well, and so on. So yeah, there are different options. You go and choose what works for you. It's very conditional. I suggest you to figure out solutions for you because it will be different from someone on Reddit. Okay, second thing, the transit. If you have pets, you likely need some kind of vaccination and some vaccination certificate. You want to check also the conditions of the particular airline you want to go with, because that's also a thing. So you're moving a pet, please. I don't have a pet. I never traveled with a pet, but it can be really difficult. So check out the conditions for particularly your pet and for particularly airlines and for particularly arriving to Georgia and from where you want to travel and how. So this is also very conditional, and this will be likely the biggest drag. Second is maybe if you're selling a property. My friend was just doing it, also moving from Holland to Georgia. It was terrible on the Holland side, but then to Georgia it was easy. But you will maybe, especially if you have some very quality furniture, you may want to move it. And so this is where I actually really recommend to use. It's your free assistant. It's just mind-blowingly good. I created a separate video about the Visa Concierge, how to use it to maximum. Please go use it because it's amazing. They were searching for me for how to ship things from one place to another as well, and particular companies that operate between certain countries. So you want to ask them to make you a research, to call somewhere, and then you can from the shortlisted options you can already choose. You can see the prices and so on. You want to also check whether there's any form for arrival to Georgia so that you wouldn't pay double tax on it or something. So you want to check the customs conditions because maybe you will have to pay VAT on it, and that sounds like a pain. So check out whether it actually makes sense to move in. And I think from transit perspective, it's quite it. I don't know how many things you have and how many luggages you want to have. I was moving here with one big luggage. I think today it would be much more. But it totally makes sense. So yes, please check the transit thing as well, depending on your particular use case. And the thing is the arrival. So I would recommend, actually, just for complete clarity of taxation, the best and the easiest would be to arrive after New Year. Like, go finish your documentation in the country where you are for December, at the end of December, and then arrive to Georgia when the holidays are over, come to the public service hall, start your individual entrepreneur or start your company if needed, and sign up for the taxes. You will be right away paying taxes since the day. They changed this quite recently. Before it was from the upcoming month. Now it's from the day right away. And it becomes the taxable month. You want to have a local bank account. Again, I mentioned TBC or Bank of Georgia. You can already open it when you will be traveling here. You can go on your own, or feel free to send me an email, and I can send with you my assistant, and we'll be happy to help and to accompany you. I got some really, really nice ties, especially now in TBC, which is a bit cheaper. Also, it's almost, well, twice cheaper when it comes to the monthly package, while the benefits are pretty much the same. And also they have cashbacks for payments in Georgia, so basically it will pay you off. And you will need a bank account. It will be much easier for you. You can also get wires for transferring your money from your especially European account to Georgian, but you can also pay directly. It's up to you. I don't know which fees. Usually the problem is the European bank when it comes to the fees. So this may be slightly pricier. So with TransferWise or Wise now, I will give you a link below so you can get the first transfer without fee to certain high. So it might be more convenient for you. I'm thinking if I can help somehow else. Oh, totally. So if you want, I know some good realtor here. So like one thing about rental, search for also areas that would be convenient for you. I think for expats, totally Tbilisi makes sense. I like so Lucky Vibe, that's Mida district, but I also like Vake, where you have a lot of cafes, really nice chill vibe, a lot of expats, nice parks, and it's very walkable. So especially if you don't want to buy a car, it's very convenient. However, taxi is super affordable here, so you may want to get around on taxi as well. So that's super comfortable as well. However, searching for the apartment can be a bit tiring, so you can get a local real estate agent. And what is good about it is that they will save you time. They can send you the photos, videos in advance, and then you can choose from the flats, and so it will save you a lot of effort, and they can take you around the flats. They can negotiate maybe for you a bit, and they can recommend you about the area and so on, what is around. So I think this is just the most convenient, and you don't pay them, is the flat owner who pays them here in Georgia. So they are paying basically 1 month of your rent to them, but as a flat owner, they have a contract for 1 year. You will get it. So that's quite it, and at first you have to pay 2 rents. However, now in 2026 in July, I can see that the rents went slightly down, so it's sort of normalized after 2022 2023, when a lot of people were moving here. Now it's more realistic when it comes to the rents, and that's very convenient. And that's basically it. So you will want to have a bank account, a rent, and some business structure depending on what you do, how are you working or not. And then hobbies, it's very important. This is again where I would recommend you to use Visa Concierge. You can also use Google, of course. In Georgia, I would recommend you to actually use Facebook, because a lot of businesses are not even on Google. It sounds maybe strange, but you can search and find a lot of places on Facebook and a lot of events as well. And you can ask Visa Concierge to assist you with this as well, because they are, I don't know how, but somehow they find places I don't know how to find, and they are calling everywhere, and they can give you, you can ask for like, please find me prices, find me, I don't know, dentist options with good reviews, etc. So they can be a huge help for you. And that's basically it. Then you can find your favorite places depending on what you like. I'm sure that you can search for that on Google Maps. If you have some questions, particularly ones, please let me know. You may send me an email and I'll be happy to assist with what I can. If you want to buy a real estate here, of course, it also makes sense. There are a lot of opportunities for investment real estates, and I'm happy to connect you with my friend Thomas, who is helping foreigners with that as well. You can also get a mortgage here in Georgia already, so this is really convenient with your bank account, and it's quite a nice package of which you can get as a foreigner. So that's quite unique without having to first having some kind of residency here. So I think it's one of the very few places on earth for this. And I don't know if anything else. Totally, of course, if you have kids, you may want to search for some kindergarten and all these places. Again, I recommend you to save your time and use the Visa Concierge. It's really super convenient. It's for free with your premium banking, so please go with that. If I can help with anything else, let me know. But I think that from just the information search perspective, this is all you need to feel convenient, to feel comfortable moving in. And yeah, before you will find a flat here, I think the best is to rent some Airbnb or something for a week. And I think that you will find a flat within that time as well. Okay, let me know if I can help with anything. I will keep the links below, and see you at the next video.